Peace and all good from St. Joseph's Friary in Chicago. There's this old tale about heaven that dates back to the medieval church. When we die and we get to the pearly gates, St. Peter's there with his clipboard, seeing who's there on his list of people to admit into heaven. There are two questions that were asked according to this tale. The first, have you come alone? If we answer yes, the next question, how? We belong to one another. Yes, to our families, to our friends, to our co-workers, but also to the much larger families of believers and people of goodwill. We belong to the body of Christ. Interconnectivity is on full display here. Look to what is proclaimed at Mass this Sunday. Mary, a pregnant teenage girl, travels to stay with her cousin, Elizabeth, seeking help, assistance, looking for refuge during her pregnancy. The journey was difficult, and we can't say for sure Mary knew what Elizabeth was going to say to her, how she was going to welcome her. Mary, unwed, pregnant. Inviting that girl into your home meant that you were accepting all the baggage that was coming from that. Elizabeth knew that. She knew the stigma that she was accepting when she let Mary come into her home. There was surely shame from the community regarding Mary's pregnancy. Nevertheless, her cousin embraced her where others may have turned away. Of course, Elizabeth knew shame too. For years, she had been unable to do her greatest duty as a woman, to bear a child for Zechariah. Perhaps her own pain and shame made it that much more easy for her to embrace Mary. There's much we can learn from these two pregnant women about belonging. First, Elizabeth welcomed with open arms one who was stigmatized, ostracized, marginalized. She had faith in her cousin, knowing the dignity and holiness of Mary. As people of faith ourselves, are we able to stick our necks out for those on the margins and on the peripheries? In what way are our homes, our workplaces, our parishes welcome homes for wayward travelers who don't feel like they belong anywhere else? How is God calling us to embrace and welcome people now? Second, Mary and Elizabeth knew they belonged to one another. They needed community to hold each other up during times of trial. No doubt this time of the year emphasizes community and a tradition in a way that other parts of the year don't. Gathering around the fireplace with your family, your loved ones, singing Christmas carols, making cookies, your mother's home cooking. Many of us do have friends and family and homes to go to on a cold December night. We have jobs, we have paychecks to keep the heat on. We have health care to keep us well. We don't have to worry about our immigration status. Don't have to worry about our homes being devastated by natural disaster that's precipitated by climate change. Now is the time to have deep gratitude, certainly, for the ways in which we have community and remind ourselves that through the Eucharist, through our one baptism, we are sent to be with and to advocate for those on the margins of our church, of our country, and of our world. For we are looking for the Christ child. We know we belong to Christ through our baptism, through the sacraments. We are looking for the nativity scene, looking for the manger to be filled on Christmas morning. We are looking for Jesus. Where do we find Jesus? He is always with those on the margins. Let us go to them. Did you get to heaven on your own? No. With whom, then? Blessings to you this fourth Sunday of Advent.